All right, so we wrote this number list slash number item component by passing down a function as a prop, and then inside of number item, we have a new function we've defined that is going to execute that prop remove with some argument. There's another way we could have written this, where we could have used an inline arrow function and created a new function right here inside of our map, and we could have baked in the argument n directly into that arrow function. So this is a new function if n is 1. Next time we have map for whatever, 2, 3, 4, they each get their own new function. And it's just defined here rather than being defined in the actual number item component. And then in our number item, we would just call props.remove. So I'll quickly demonstrate that. Here, when we pass down remove, I can create a new arrow function inline and then bind in, I'm not really binding, but I can add in this argument of n, the parameter to map. So then inside of my other component, number item, I don't need to define this anymore. I can just get remove directly from the props and then call remove here. And this should work exactly the same. And it does. So we're doing essentially the exact same thing. Somewhere we're defining a function where we're calling remove and passing in number. The difference is that in one version, let me go to the slides to make it clearer, we're doing it in the parent component when we pass in one version, the second version I just showed you, we're doing creating the new function and passing that argument in directly in line when we pass remove as a prop. In the original version, we were defining our function in number item. Now there are pros and cons to both. Obviously this is shorter. It simplifies the child if we write the arrow function in the parent. However, this can clutter our markup for one thing. This is really only good if we have one short thing that we're trying to do in an arrow function. Sometimes though, we might actually have more logic that we want to run in this child component. So I could have a handle remove function that might do something else first. It might change some piece of state here locally. It might update something else. It might make an API call. I might just change how something is displayed. There's a lot of things that we could do before we actually remove or after. So something super stupid that I could do is removing, but pretend this is something actually important, like making an API call or changing a piece of state locally in number item. I can have that happen in the same function where I'm calling remove, the prop from the parent that was passed down. If we do an arrow function, I don't really have room to do that. I can, well, depending on what we're trying to do at least, I could technically write a longer multi-line arrow function with curly braces and the return keyword, but it's just going to be ugly. But also, up here, I'm not going to have access to state in the child, for example. Sometimes I might want to change something in the child component like I'm doing here. So if that's the case, we'll need to define a function in the child component, do whatever we need to do, and then call that parent component's function that was passed down as a prop. So now you can see I can run some logic in the child component and then call that function that was passed down, and that runs logic in the parent. So that's it for this video. Just wanted to show you two different approaches to the same problem.